all of the wonderful students. You see students, but I see leaders of the future. During my senior project, I interviewed individuals in the St. Martin community on how they would define leadership. And here are some of the answers that I received.
The ability to utilize one's skills to motivate and lead others.
Leadership to me is basically knowing the right thing to do and actually taking the time out to do it.
I think a leader is someone who provides both the resources and allows other people to use their voice and their talents. And a leader is able to they're not someone who's actually going to always order people around, but allow other people to use their gifts and talents.
I would say that leadership is being able to use the qualities that one has in his or herself, whether that may be communication or delegation, organization, and using those for the uplifting and support of others. I also think that leadership is being able to have discernment in terms of when to choose, when to step up and when to fall back, when to follow, when to help promote. So being a leader is something that I think is very versatile.
As a skill that everyone would need, whether it's being able to be outspoken or stand up at the right time and be a leader in certain situations, because a leadership person would have to be able to know how to rotate.
My daughter's school does an excellent job of encouraging leadership by exposing the students to activities to build leadership, exposing them to different parts of the world, exposing them to kind of creating a whole package for the child that attends St. Martin de Porres.
I think they try, but only to a certain extent because it's not really mandatory.
Yes, I do believe that our school tried to encourage us to know different skills such as teamwork, communication, etc. But I feel sometimes that it could be hidden and like we really have to think about, like, do I know this topic? And it's not obvious, but I feel that the school tries and they can do better.
Leadership class is, obviously it's a class that only a few students come in and we talk about topics that's concerning the community and concerning our school, St. Martin, of course, and how can we improve and become together and form one and have a long
Classes focus primarily on leadership and campus ministry, so some of it has to do with actually the skills of getting up in front of people to either do a public reading or reading of scripture. It also has to do with maybe possibly even giving an inspirational speech, a homily type of thing. But also I think what I've discovered is that that students, once they realize that they have a voice, they realize that they can interact and learn sort of as equals with other adults.
That student needs to have charisma or at least be able to maneuver and deal with certain groups of people, whether that be students, faculty and staff, or their supervisors and coworkers at the job sites. I also think that a student leader needs to be able to communicate effectively the problem that they might encounter or even how they're feeling. A student leader is someone who has initiative. They're able to step up when people need their services. They're able to identify a problem or identify a situation.
One is it takes perseverance and to be able to, by perseverance I mean sometimes they run into obstacles, whether it's time restraints, so many activities going on in their lives, so they just have to be persistent and focused on whatever club, whatever organization they want to be involved in and want to provide leadership, that they're going to be persistent and regular in doing that. I think also it takes obviously some skills, some confidence, being able to be assured of oneself that a person has good ideas and has a lot of enthusiasm. And I think that does lead to enthusiasm, because I think
One reason a student or students in general are terminated are, we like to say in corporate work study that there are several types of skills, two main ones, professional skills and then technical skills. Now, professional skills are just smiling, how to have small talk, body language, things like that.
Some of it is very personal, each person taking into personalities, and how do they manage time, how do they set goals and keep focused on those goals. I think those are things that students need. Teamwork is another one, because I think is in any kind of a club or an organization, it's working together as a team, because I think that one of the things people find out is that one person can't do it all.
I actually think that's a good idea. I think every grade should have a class to help them with their specific needs of their age group and of the time. Like us, we need coaching with applying to colleges and all of that stuff, and how we should act and what we should do when we get there. And freshmen, how they need to come in, how they need to act, how they need to stick to their word. I think a class that's mainly for each grade like that would be like really good for all of us.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely necessary. I don't necessarily think that that is even an option. Whether it's a specific class or whether it's a one-on-one mentorship, I do think that students here would benefit, and students everywhere would benefit from having that service of someone older, whether it's a senior to a freshman or what, teaching them and showing them the way and actually putting them in situations that they can learn how to maneuver, so that we can have a closer eye on how they are doing and how they're progressing, so that we can be more specific when we advise.
That, of course, the leadership would be good, but honestly, I feel that it doesn't have to be done at school, because leadership is something that should not have to be learned in the classroom, because it's about taking action. And in the classroom, you can always go out and do stuff, which is why it's best to do it out of school.
Honestly, I believe that is completely necessary, because I feel like everybody should be put in that category of being a leader. And if they're not even there yet, I feel as though that somebody can go in that class and teach them what it takes to be a leader, what it takes to show people respect, what it takes to gain respect, especially. I believe that everybody should go in there and just, get a whiff of it, because like a lot of kids and a lot of students at St. Martin do not feel like leaders. I think it's more of a people following each other more than everybody being upstanders. And I feel as though if we just tell them like you're capable of doing so much, I think it will just open their eyes and be like, hey, I can do this, and there's no limitations to it. So I believe that having a leadership class and broadening it to everybody is awesome.
Okay, thank you.